today I'm going to show you how to do an easy eyeshadow very quick in 3 steps with 3 colors. So 1, 2, 3, these are the 3 I'm going to use. You want to have your lightest, a medium, and the dark. The medium I'm using is going to have a shimmer. It's called Cheeky by Younique's palette 3. So first step is you want to take an angled brush, and that's what you're going to use for your crease area. So I'm using a playing card. You could use a business card. This is a little trick to stay within your triangle zone. So you're going to line it up right with your eyelashes as if it's going upwards. So I'm going to use Cheeky as my first color. Just put a little bit on your angled brush and line it up. And you're just going to go into a triangle motion, bringing it in and bringing it into your crease. Now this can be fairly messy. You don't have to be a perfectionist to do this part. That's the nice thing with the playing card, is that it's going to keep you at the right angle. So just go ahead and stay within your crease area. Bring it in a little bit. There you go, and repeat the same thing on the other side. Alright, so once both sides are done, you're going to move on to your darkest color. So mine's going to be this one here, Irate. And you're going to put that on a blending brush. So I'm going to use this one here. So same thing, using your card, you're going to line it back up. Apply a little bit on your tip of your brush. Make sure you tap it out so that any excess comes off. And you're just going to blend that in. So we only want to go within the corner because that's what we want to make stand out. So from the corner inwards. And you're just going to blend it slightly into the other one. So this is going to add your definition for your inner eye. Now you can keep adding more and more into your corner depending how dark you want it. It's still daytime here, so I don't want it excessively dark. So I'm just going to add that one layer. Okay, now I'm going to move on to my other eye. Alright, so part 2, if you want to make this look turn into a nighttime look, what I'm going to use is a whiter shimmer. I'm going to put that on my inner eye and above the brows, so right on the brow bone. So this one's called Smitten, same palette, number 3 by Younique. So just put it on the inner side of the eye. And I'm just using a little tiny mini brush. Okay, and below the brow, this will just give it a nice little highlighting shimmer. Same on the other side. Alright, so now using that same brush, I'm gonna take the Cheeky color, which was the one that I used for my middle of the eye line. And I'm just gonna bring it underneath. Okay, and do the same thing on the other side. There we go. And now take your black eyeliner. This one's also the Younique one. It's the Moodstruck, just because I can blend it nicely. And you're going to place it right along your lashes. And then we're going to be blending it afterwards. So you don't have to have a perfectly straight line because you're going to blend it with the brush. Okay. Now with your eyelining brush, I'm going to go ahead and blend that in. And do the same on the other side. Alright, so once that's blended, use that same brush, don't double dip or anything, and just do halfway through the bottom lash line. This will just make it a little bit darker on the outer eye. And same on the other side. Okay. And I'm going to use a white eyeliner to do right below the inner duct, the tear ducts. This is going to open up your eye. Okay, and now for the black eyeliner. So I'm just going to use the e.l.f. one, just because like I said, I like the tip on it more. And just bring that out to create a little bit of a wing. Okay, and do the same on the other side. There you go. So this is how you turn it from a day look into a night look, just by easily putting a little bit below the lash line on the bottom. So now I'm going to move on to the mascara, and I'm going to give you an extra tip on how to make your Younique mascara even better. So instead of just using your transplanting gel and your fibers, I'm going to use my own mascara as well. So I'm going to use the Voluminous, I believe that's how you pronounce it, the L'Oreal, and I'm going to use their base as well. So first I'm just going to put my base on. Now you can use the Younique mascara on its own. You don't have to do this. I just find that this mixture gives it even fuller lashes than what they normally are. And it helps keep the fibers in place as well. And you don't have to use a specific mascara. You could use your own, whatever you have at home. So while the base is just going to dry a little bit, I'm just going to do my bottom lash line with my L'Oreal. So now that the base on the top has dried, I'm going to put the mascara on, the L'Oreal, and I'm just going to cover it over. Okay. Now moving on to the Younique one. So transplanting gel first, and then your fibers. So transplanting gel, make sure you get that wiggled in there. Now I'm not going to be too worried about getting some on my eyeshadow just because it wipes off fairly easily with a Q-tip. So now move on to your fibers. And from halfway up, and just fill them in. First coat is on, now I'm going to repeat it a second time. Transplanting gel. And then the fibers. Now that the fibers are on, you're going to seal it with the transplanting gel. Okay, and I'm going to use the transplanting gel, same thing, and just apply it over the L'Oreal that I put on the bottom lash line. Just because I do find the Younique one separates the lashes really well. And it'll just add a little bit more length. There we go. Now you can either leave your top lashes as is, Or I always like to top it up with my regular mascara again, and that'll just seal in the fibers that much more. There you go. So if you got a couple spots of mascara or fibers, you can either use your finger or use a Q-tip. I luckily didn't actually get any on my eyeshadow this time, so I don't have to do anything. So I'm just gonna brush out the fibers, just where I don't have a Q-tip nearby. There you go. So that's the finished eye look. So moving on to the highlighting and contouring, I'm going to show you two different ways. You can use a beauty blender or your blending brush for your cheekbones. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. contouring palette just because I don't have a Younique one. This one doesn't work quite as nice, but it'll still do the trick. So I want my darkest color for my contouring. So I'm going to do this side here using the beauty blender and the other side using the brush. So first with the beauty blender, you want to apply a little bit starting from the tip side, and right from your hairline you're going to bring it in. And you're going to do the same in your hairline and along your jawbone. So right in your E3 area. The reason it's called E3 is you can already see the 3 like it is. And now I'm going to use the other side. So the other side I'm going to use my brush. I just want to show you the difference between the two sides. And the hairline. And along the jawbone. Okay, so now for blending, I'm just going to use this big fluffy brush here and just back and forth motions. So just smudge it in. So I don't know if you can see or not, but I do find using just the brush, it doesn't add as much product than using the beauty blender. So I do prefer the beauty blender. So now we're going to move on to the highlighting. Alright, so for the highlighting, you're going to want to use a small fluffy brush and a light color. So with that, we're going to go in what they call the T-zone. So it's going to shape a T across and down. So you're going to go up and a little over, down the nose, and onto the chin. Okay, and now for the under eye area, this is going to be to set your powder or foundation or concealer. That's always why there's a medium color. So it's still light, but it's more of a skin tone. So just go ahead and take a brush, flatten it out a little bit, put a little on your brush, and just dab it in below the lash line in your little triangle zone, so where you would have put concealer on. This will just help your makeup to set on the bottom and not get a crease. Okay, and now we're going to move on to a nice highlighting shimmer. So what I'm going to use is the MAC, this one here. It's a soft and gentle mineral skin finish, which has a nice glow. So I'm going to put a little bit on my brush. And that's where I'm going to focus on the above the cheekbone and around the eye a little tiny bit. So just lightly brushing that in. This will allow the light to catch it. You can already kind of see how the light from the window is catching it. There you go. If you have a blush that you want to use, just go ahead and apply some right in between the shimmer and your contouring color. You just put it right in between, and you always want to start from the hairline inwards and not go too close to your nose, otherwise it'll make you look like you have puffy cheeks. So there you go. Nice finished look. Now all I'm missing are my lips, which I'm going to proceed and do that. So first I'm going to put my primer on my lips, that way it'll just soften them up a little bit. So using my primer under my finger and just putting it in. Now I'm just going to use a lip gloss. This one's the Lucrative Lip Gloss by Younique, and the color is Lovable. So it's a nice pink. They do have a mirror on the side, which is quite nice. There we go, my full look. Hopefully this helped you out with a couple tips and tricks on something easy to do for your eyeshadow, but it's crazy how your mascara makes a huge difference with completing your makeup look. So hopefully you guys liked it, and like and subscribe.